Morning to you. It's, I think, going to be a decent morning. Having some cold brew coffee this morning. It's the Kahawa. It's the Kenyan coffee that I think's just okay. I'm not crazy about it. It's better as a cold brew. No, I will mention I do not bloom it whenever I do the cold brewing of it. I don't bloom it first. The other ones I bloomed first. This one I don't do that with. I find that it brings out some of the bite that I'm just not interested in. Some of the dark chocolate notes. So I like to avoid that. But yeah, you know. I'm obsessive compulsive about flavors and whatnot. So, me and Scoob and Shaggy. I love Scooby-Doo. It's a fantastic show. I haven't rewatched the original series in a while. It's What's New Scooby-Doo. I have all of it on VHS and on DVD and in Blu-ray form. I've repurchased it so many times. I love Scooby-Doo. I keep wanting to rewatch them. The old movies, because I have all the old movies, like the Harlem Globetrotters one and the Batman one, and wanting to sit down and watch them all again, but honestly, it's kind of sad. Whenever I had bought it, I had them, I saw that they were available online. Had them sent to, bought them online, and all the movies, a collection of them. And had it sent over here while I was in hospital. Whenever I came back was because my brother had committed suicide, and he it was still in this game system. He had just watched them all, and we had actually talked about it just like 2 days before, because he loved it too. And so rewatching them has just been something I wanted to do, but it's just been a bit painful as a concept, honestly. So I haven't. But yeah, Scooby-Doo is an incredibly valuable show. People underrate it, and of course it's been just butchered in the modern time, of course. But a lot of people I think they think. I hate saying it that way. I have looked at and talked to people who, they see the show as just being this silly children's program. It's like, there actually was thought put into Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, people actually had thought. There is meaning behind things that can be seen. And, it can actually be structurally useful to a child. It's a modern myth. Like, I think I respect Jordan Peterson for his analysis of things like Pinocchio. I respect that he is willing to spend the time to explain to people that, hey, your brain picked up things in this, even if your conscious self, did not. I think there's a lot of things like that. And you know what? It's in Scooby-Doo too. I mean, Warner Brothers itself, they framed this franchise around a gang of, they're just confronting fake ghouls and ghosts. Um, the phony creatures to crack the case, which is basically the whole moral engine, if you think about it. Um, Maybe some people would think I'm going too far, but the monster is real as an experience, but it's false as an explanation. Fear is not mocked, it's investigated. The core Scooby-Doo myth, like Scooby-Doo is really about monsters. It's about the use of social fear. Every classic Scooby-Doo story follows pretty much the same pattern, honestly. Which I guess, some people could actually critique that fact. I don't know, but I think that there's value in it. The gang enters some like liminal space. They go to a castle or a museum or an amusement park, ghost town, whatever. It could be an old theater. There's a lot of different locations. But the community and the people involved in that space, they've accepted a myth, a story. The place is cursed. The ghost is angry. The monster has returned. They have accepted this thing. This is just what is. And the gang, they don't start off fearless or anything. No. They're terrified, hungry, distracted, and often incompetent. But this is natural for them, and they don't really have a choice but to move forward because, well, honestly, it's human civilization. It places the moral burden of truth and advancing, not just being stuck in what they have accepted. That's all that burden is placed on the teenagers, the young. The new generation. Yeah, the Kahawa. That was that coffee. Kahawa, 1893. Yeah, it's a cold brew. It's pretty good, I gotta say. But anyway, I was rambling on about Scooby. But yeah, the real like moral idea behind within this is about how evil can survive and even thrive by making itself out to be grander and older, larger, stronger. The evil presents itself in dramatic manner. It does not just come out and take. It dramatizes because it doesn't really have any power. It has to fake it. Um, you know, and it's really social what it is doing, because but the monster is a theatrical lie. The gang has a symbolic function. 32. I'm gonna write down my calorie or the count, because I always keep track of what I eat, so I know the calories and everything. And the gang is a symbolic function. They're basically a little map of society. And you've got Velma. Who doesn't love Velma? She is reason, cognizance. She's focused, interested in evidence. She cannot accept. She does not just take what people tell her. She must see things through. She's part of the mind that refuses to stop at just it's scary. And then you have Fred, who's structured, strategic, action-oriented, very, very focused in that regard. His traps are often a little bit ridiculous, but that is, merely to be entertaining. They are symbolic about imposing order onto the chaos. I think so, at least. Daphne, she's socially intelligent. She has grace, curiosity, incredible social understanding. She knows how to adapt to, she has her beauty products, which, she'll use to pick a lock. Or, she adapts these social aspects into practical application. And also, she has understanding of things that the others don't because of this. Now, I know that a lot of people will say the earlier versions reduce her to a doughy, danger-prone beauty. And it is true that she is not as competent, but I think that that's important, because they all have their incompetences. Fred, gets too fixated on his crazy traps, and Velma, she'll get so enthralled in a clue that she can be distracted and end up in danger because of that. And of course, she has her weaknesses with the glasses and whatnot, But and Daphne has her silliness as well, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Acting as if that is some horrible sexist thing, I don't know. People are stupid. Can't help it. I guess they just can't help but draw into that. And they altered Daphne a lot in the later versions. And then of course you have Shaggy. And he kind of represents the body. Appetite, fear, avoidance. instinctive honesty. He's he does not want glory. He does not want. He just really just wants food and safety. That's pretty much it. Deeply relatable, if you think about it, you know. And he's tragically undignified, you know. But that is a good representation that we can all relate to in some degree, I'm sure. And Scoob, you know, he's the innocent animal spirit, the soul. He cowardly, but he's loyal. You know, incredibly loyal, ridiculous, but morally pure. You know, and you see it happens at points whenever he's scared, and he will charge forward anyway. Not because he gains bravery or he has some grand quest, but because he's loyal to his friends. And he will face the fear, cowardly face the fear, shivering. But he's doing it because he has to. And he'll stop doing the running, and, you know, suddenly whenever, you know, Daphne or somebody yells out, and he'll stop and run back and help. He is brave because friendship keeps pulling him forward. And that's why he's the soul of the show. Very important. The Mystery Machine, you know, that's their moving home, their little ark, carrying them from the ordinary life into symbolic disorder and back again. The machine of mystery. So, I'm just saying, the show is deep. It's definitely deeper claims than people give it credit for. You know, don't be afraid. It is it's not. That's not really the point of it. It's, you know, it's bring your whole self into the mystery. Reason, courage, appetite, loyalty, friendship, and play. Everything. You know, bring all of these aspects of the human psyche and spirit, and address reality. Do not just accept. So, you know, I definitely think that the original series, at the very least, had a great deal to say. And I think, and you might, you know, it's like, oh, well, it was just a little entertaining kids show, you know, sell toys and stuff. It's like, yes, but they did put thought into it, and their psyches did include meaning into what was being presented. It wasn't just some random people making a show, you know, something to distract a child. No, they actually put effort into it. Unfortunately, that I do think that things have gotten worse. There's still good out there. Don't let anybody act like there's nothing good being made. There is good things. I know that's the case, but definitely feels less than these days. So, but oh well. Well, I'm almost finished chopping up this fruit. Put the tea on to brew. Go on my walk. I'm sorry, just thinking about Scoob and thinking about my brother, and really love that show. It's fantastic. Should go rewatch it all. Certainly better than most things that have ever been made. There's a reason it's survived. But it's good. Alrighty. Well, you have a good one or a bad one. I won't tell you what to do. But I will say that everybody should go rewatch Scooby-Doo.